Here's a question from Geoffrey. He asks, have you learned that certain techniques are more successful than others in driving traffic to your website? That's actually a pretty complicated question, so I want to dig into it. See, a lot of people will tell you, you need to do SEO, you need to do PPC, you need to do all this stuff. And I'm going to talk about each of those things. But one important thing to remember is there are different stages to do different strategies and tactics. For example, let's just say you're an athlete. When you're first starting off, your first day in the gym, you're going to stretch. You're not going to go to the bench and do 225. But if you are an Olympic athlete, you already know how to stretch. Yes, you're going to stretch, but you're going to do very different things. This is exactly the same for strategies relating to traffic. So PPC, or pay-per-click, refers to paid ads. You've probably seen these on Google, Facebook, etc. Now, the great thing about this is when you get it working, it can be scalable. That means you put in $1, you might make $2, $3, $4. It can be really powerful and it can scale. But the downside, the challenge, is that you need to know your numbers. You need to know what your LTV is, lifetime value. You need to know your conversion numbers. It takes a lot of analytics. It takes a lot of work. Personally, we didn't do ads for about 8 years, which is staggering to a lot of people. Advertising is pretty sophisticated these days. So my recommendation is don't start with paid ads. Wait, because you can get free traffic earlier. Next thing, SEO. Now, SEO is when you type something into Google and a result comes up and you click it and you're like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. That's good SEO, or search engine optimization. Now, SEO can be incredibly powerful because it's also scalable. You do it once and it works for a long time, and you're getting really high quality people coming to your site with what's called search intent. They want to find what you have to offer. The problem, there's a few problems with any of these, is that it takes a lot of work, okay? And it's also not necessarily directly up to you. Google might change things, it takes time for it to rank, etc. So we didn't do SEO for about 7 years. I think that was probably a mistake in retrospect. We should have done it earlier, but it's really hard to know who's legit and who's not. So my best recommendation to you on SEO is write stuff people care about. And in fact, we ended up getting a ton of traffic from Google, even though I didn't do keywords or title tags or any of the stuff that other people were telling me to. It just worked because people clicked it and they found value. 3, and this is my recommendation for you. There's one way that you can start off right now to get traffic. Doesn't cost you money like PPC, doesn't require you to know your LTV or AOV or conversion numbers like paid advertising does. It's something really simple. It's called guest posting. No secret strategy here. I know everyone wants to find these cool 3-letter acronyms. Guest posting is really simple. It involves you going to sites that have more traffic than you do and saying, hey, I have something that I think your readers would find useful. Can I do a guest post for you? Now again, don't dismiss this. This is how I grew I Will Teach You to Be Rich to hundreds of thousands of viewers every single month. How does it work? First of all, I didn't go directly to the A+ players. That's really important. Don't jump up and go find the biggest blogger on earth and pitch him or her. It doesn't make any sense. You don't have the credibility. So you start off small, just find someone who's one level above you. And you say, hey, you know, I noticed that you have an audience. I think that your readers would probably find this useful because you've read their blog and you know what they're looking for. Write something great. Guess what? Most blog owners would love to feature something. Why? Because it's useful to their readers and it means they get to take a day off from writing. God bless it. All right, next, as you get good, you will learn how to write better stuff. You will also kind of be able to leverage this domino effect. Nice to meet you, blogger number 2. I wrote something for blogger number 1. They loved it. Do you think I could write something for you? And on and on and on. You kind of move up the chain and soon you can be writing for massive, massive sites. In fact, I've done guest posts for the New York Times. I've written for Tim Ferriss. I've written for Lifehacker. I've done all kinds of stuff. You can do exactly the same. One final note. I'm talking about the right traffic. Not any traffic, but the right traffic. Just to give you an example, I would rather have an email list of 1,000 of the right people than 10,000 of the wrong people, okay? So don't just go to any blog, go to the right blogs that have an audience like the one you're looking for. it's worth way more than trying to go to some gigantic site that doesn't have the right people. Now, for more info on how to get more traffic to your site, click below. I put together a field report on some traffic generating strategies that you can use starting today.